I'm R. Sucharita, Government Degree College, Khairatabad, Hyderabad, Department of English. A warm welcome to the students of BA, BCom, BSc first year. So, today we are going to do soft skills, that is, time management. Soft skills, time management, and value orientation, that is, time and tide wait for no one. So, soft skills you can see on page number 104 on your textbook, in your textbook, on page number 104. Soft skills, we are going to do time management. How to manage time. So, many of us, more than 90%, we do lack doing, we do lack and we don't win regarding time. So most of them they are always late by minutes or seconds or fraction of seconds. So how to manage time, that we are going to see in this time management, especially it is a soft skill, especially where you work in professional atmospheres. Whether we know it or not, our lives are dictated by time management. So, whether we know it or not, our life is dictated by time. Whichever or whatever time is given to us by God, the time we take rest and the time we wake up in the morning, from then until we go to the bed, the hours are which are in between should be managed. Either they should be arranged by ourselves or by others. So, whether we know it or not, our lives are dictated by time management, either arranged by ourselves or by others. Consider, for example, how a typical day is structured around three meals or working from 9 in the morning to 5 in the evening. Time management extends beyond daily activities to years portioned off into seasons which may determine what we wear and where we travel, or financial years that range from the beginning of April to the end of March. Time is constantly being divided both in our professional and our private lives. So, whether we know or not, as I told you earlier, our lives they are dictated by time. Whether we have arranged time by ourselves or by others. So, for example, how a typical day is structured around three meals. So, to live a healthy lifestyle, we have to eat three meals a day. And how the typical day is structured around three meals or working from 9 in the morning to 5 in the evening. Most of these working hours, whether it may be a school or a college or an office, the working hours are generally or usually they are from 9 in the morning till 5 in the evening. So, time management extends beyond daily activities to years portioned off into seasons, which may determine that we wear, what we wear, and where we traveled. So, time management it will extend beyond daily activities to years portioned off into seasons. As we know, there are four seasons which may determine what we are going to wear. So the clothes which we wear in winter season, that we don't wear in summer season. So, in the same way, what we wear and where we have to travel, or the financial years that range from beginning of April to end of the March, time is constantly being divided both in our professional and our private lives. So, even a student also, what should he do? He had to manage his time. In order to manage his time, he should schedule his time. That means he has to put a timetable. both in our professional and private lives. Professional is now we have seen a student, he'll be given a timetable, and according to the timetable he'll be going to the college, attend his classes, and come home. And after coming home also, very that is diligent students, or the students who are studious, they will be managing their time at home, and they'll be working more hours in their home too. In the same way, professionally also, in offices or in the workplaces, so the time should be managed according to the schedule. It is better a strategy of this timetable be done in advance, so that according to this schedule, if we manage our times, we'll be winning in our lives, not only professionally but also our private lives are also managed. So if there is a systematic timetable and discipline in our lives, it will be a healthy lifestyle, not only a healthy lifestyle, but also we will be winners in our professional, and also especially to the students who are studying. It will be very helpful for their studies, and their grades, or they will be passing in flying colors. So, for many individuals, the most efficient way to keep track of time and thereby keep track of their progress and goals accomplished is by having a daily, weekly, or annual schedule. Some people use a planner to keep track of events in their day, while others use a calendar to plan in advance. This is a matter of preference. A schedule must take into account all the factors of a person's life, be it work deadlines, family commitments, reunions with friends, or company meetings. Competently managing your private and professional obligations can maximize your efficiency and lead to a stressful life. So, for many individuals, each and everyone, the most efficient way is to keep the track of time and thereby keep track of their progress and goals accomplished. For example, now your degree course is 3 years. So, 3 years you have to draw a schedule, and you have to keep this track of time in progress so that your goal will be accomplished. So, your 3 years degree will be successfully completed, and you will be reaching the goal with flying colors is by having a daily, weekly, or annual schedule. So, drawing the schedules, writing the schedules, preparing the schedules are very, very important in one's student life or professional life. Is by having a daily, weekly, or annual schedule. Every day we should have a schedule. Weekly, we should have a schedule, and annual schedule. All these are maintained. So, for example, for daily schedule, it may be your homework which is given by your teacher. So, at the end of the day, your daily schedule, that is finishing the homework, is very much important. In the same way, teachers will be giving you weekly schedule. They will be giving you some assignments or projects, so that in that week's time you have to complete and you have to submit. And the annual schedule is your complete year progress. So, some people use a planner to keep track of events in their day, while others use a calendar to plan in advance. Some people, how do they keep this track? So, they'll be using a planner, and in that planner, every day what they have to do, all those events are marked in the planner, while others, they'll be using a calendar to plan in advance. So, on January 15th, what should I do? Or February 2nd, what should I do? Everything it will be planned in advance. So this is a matter of preference. A schedule must take into account all the factors of a person's life, be it work deadlines, family commitments, reunions with friends, whatever it is. It may be your it may be your personal life, or it may be the work deadlines if the people who are working in the MNC companies or offices or whichever workplace it is, they have certain deadlines where they have to reach and complete before that. So and then family, there are so many family commitments that people do in order to make their family happy. And then there are so many reunions with friends, or they may be company meetings, or whatever it is. The schedule must be well planned in advance so that it will be a success. So competently managing your private and professional obligations. So, what is an obligation? Act of binding oneself by social, moral, or legal. Legal obligations, they say moral obligations or social, all these, they are called as professional. Competently, you have to manage your private and professional obligations, can maximize your efficiency and lead to a less stressful life. So, whatever it is, it should be planned in advance. If it is planned in advance, and if you work according to this schedule, then there will be a less stress in your life. So, it will lead to a less stressful life. Only when you can manage your private and professional obligations, you can maximize and your efficiency, it will lead to a less stressful life. If you use a schedule to plan your time, then your schedule should try to take into consideration the nature of the task to be completed, as well as variables that can influence your work output. So if you use a schedule in order to plan your time, then your schedule, it should try to take into consideration the nature of tasks that should be completed, that ought to be completed, as well as variables that can influence your work output. This means you must consider when the work needs to be completed, when should the work be completed, how important the work is, and how long it will take to complete, while taking into account unforeseen circumstances such as falling ill or power outages. So, all these you have to take into consideration. You have to schedule in such a way, because sometimes what happens, we will be meeting some unforeseen circumstances. We will be falling ill, or sometimes when there is time urgency, you have to study for your examinations. There is there is no power at home. Then all these unforeseen circumstances you have to take into consideration, and you have to see that which work is more important, which work should be done first, and which should be given the topmost importance. So that you have to consider, and you have to arrange accordingly. The important works will be given the prior importance, and later on, like that. So this can help to prioritize projects. Then the following are a list of suggestions on how to manage your time better. How can you manage your time? So, first, what should you do? You have to set goals. This can be either private, pursuing a hobby, or taking a family vacation. So, it may be to pursue a hobby or taking your family for a vacation. It may be private or it may be professional. But completing a project or preparing presentation for a meeting, but having goals encourages you to manage your time well so that on the day of an event you are prepared and not overwhelmed. So it may be a one day's job, but you have to focus on that day's goal. So like that, but having goals encourages you. If you have just the day's goal, this day what should I do and what I have to complete and which goal I have to reach, so like that they will be very encouraging you to manage your time well so that on the day of an event you are prepared and you are not overwhelmed. Okay, if you are not prepared or if you did not plan it in advance, then what happens? You will be overwhelmed because you are unprepared, and it may not be a successful one and you may not reach the set goal. Then that is set goals. Then the second one is keep a to-do list. This will allow you to keep track of your goals and ensure you to do not miss any deadline. So you have to keep a list. Okay, that is only called as to-do list. What are the things I have to do? Well, make a list, take a paper and write down. So this will allow you to keep track of your goals. So it will be tracking you to lead your goal, and it will ensure you that you do not miss any deadline. So this is keep a to-do list. And then the next one is manage your distractions. Nowadays it is remarkably easy to lose track of time by browsing the internet, watching television, or messaging your friends. You must be responsible and make sure that while working you do not get distracted. Do not procrastinate. So nowadays it is very, very easy to lose track because there are so many temptations around us, and we will be losing our time just by browsing the internet, or we will be wasting our time in watching the television. We keep the to do list or the schedule or the planner we will be keeping aside, and we will be watching television, we will be browsing the internet, and we will be messaging our friends. So like that a lot of time is wasted. So you must be responsible and make sure that while working you do not get distracted. So if you have drawn a schedule, you have to work according to the schedule. So if you don't work according to the schedule, then especially during working, you will be getting distracted, and you will be losing that day's goal. So that is why you should not get distracted. You have to make sure that you have to work according to your planner or your schedule. Do not procrastinate. Procrastinate is nothing but postponing. Okay, well, why now? There is a lot of time to do. Still, I have two more days, or still I have up till tomorrow. I have time. So like that, we will be postponing. So that is why there is a very good saying, that is आज का काम अब करो, कल का काम आज करो. So that is good. So the today's work we have to do just now, and tomorrow's work also we have to do it today. So that is a very good rule in order to reach our goal. So we should not postpone, or we should not procrastinate. Then remember to relax. Working long hours at a stretch can sometimes be unproductive. In order to reach our goal, we are so enthusiastic that we don't take breaks in the middle. At a very long stretch, we will be going on working and working and working. Set aside some time to relax. So we have to relax a little and then we have to start. As a break can be refreshing. So if there is a break, automatically we will be refreshed and might allow you to develop a new perspective on an old problem. So, like that, we will, if we allow this refreshing or relaxing, then it will develop us a new perspective on an old problem. So, these are the four main points we have to remember in soft skills, that is time management. So you when you are writing about soft skills time management, you have to write these side headings and you have to underline, and then you have to write the matter on that particular side heading. So the first one is set goals, second one is keep a to do list, and the third one is manage your distractions, and the last one is remember to relax. Then the next one is so the next one is value orientation. Value orientation is time and tide wait for no man. So the expression time and tide wait for no man emphasizes the idea that since people are incapable of stopping or slowing the passage of time, it makes sense they should use their time wisely to prioritize those tasks which are most important to them. So, this expression, that is time and tide wait for no one. So, when we were students, we learned it as time and tide wait for no man. Okay, so time and tide wait for no man emphasizes the idea that since people are incapable of stopping or slowing the passage of time, it makes sense they should use their time wisely. Some people, they are in a very laid back attitude, okay, and how they are so, they will be presenting so lethargy, and then they are so lazy that they will be wasting their time unnecessarily. So it makes sense they should use their time wisely, because time will not wait. Anything waits for us, but time will not wait. So the hours which are given, or the hours which are in our hands, we have to use them to the utmost so that we become the best. So that is why we have to use our time in a very wise manner to prioritize those tasks. Which task is important? The first task, whichever task is more important or the most important one, you have to prioritize. You have to give priority to the important tasks in your life, which are most important to us. So, in a lesson that discusses the concept of time management, this is a particularly a relevant expression. Opportunities do not always come by, and missing one might never getting the same chance again. Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, former President of India, is credited with saying, if you want to leave your footprints on the sands of time, do not drag your feet. The famous Roman Catholic nun and missionary Mother Teresa said, yesterday is gone, tomorrow has not yet come, we have only today. So let us begin. Both emphasize the idea that time is valuable and should not be wasted. It is not the gold or the silver. Here, time is very precious. Every second is very precious. So, time is very valuable and it should not be wasted. So, in a lesson that discusses the concept of time management, this is a particularly relevant expression. This is a very important expressions. Opportunities, they will be knocking our door several times, and always we are not blessed with the opportunities, and missing one, if you have the opportunity and if you miss, mean never getting the same chance again. So you may not get that same chance again and again. So here Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, he was the former president of India. Everybody knows about Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. He is He has written great books, and he sent so many missiles into the sky. How great is Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. So not only that, he is the former president of India. He's not only a missile man, but he was a former president of India, and he is credited with saying, if you want to leave your footprints on the sands of time, so in this life, that is God given life, whatever it may be, how many years it may be, if you want to leave the footprints on this, that is sands of time, do not drag your feet. You should not drag your feet. So you should not be lazy, or you should not be lethargic. And in the same way, the famous Roman Catholic nun and missionary Mother Teresa, she also told that yesterday is gone already. So yesterday is past. Okay. So yesterday itself, the word yesterday itself is past tense. So tomorrow it is not yet come. So we have only today. So what we have to do, we have to begin. Let us begin. Both emphasize the idea that time is valuable and it should not be wasted. Time is very much valuable, and you have to emphasize, or you have to put pressure or stress on time, which is very valuable, and this time it should not be wasted. And then perhaps the best approach is to think of time as a resource. You can choose to take advantage of that resource and use it constructively to meet personal or professional goals, or you can waste it by procrastinating and doing something unproductive. In the world of business, pioneering entrepreneurs understand the importance of this statement. Steve Jobs, the co founder and the former CEO of Apple, used to say, your time is limited, so don't waste it living someone else's life. No matter what, time will proceed. So perhaps the best approach is to think of time as a resource. We have so many resources, like we have a money resource, or we have assets as a resource, and we have gold or silver or bonds or securities or whatever it is. There are so many resources. Okay, in the same way, time is the best resource of all. So we should not waste time. You can choose to take advantage of that resource and use it constructively. So, as a student, you have 3 years in this degree course. So, this 3 years, how are you planning? How are you planning the schedule for the 3 years, and how you are working on the schedule? Are you faithful of maintaining your schedule? Are you doing your time? Are you doing your works regularly, every day, punctually and regularly? Are you attending the classes in the college? And the homework or the assignment or the projects which are given by the teachers, are you completing them before time? Because this comes under time resource. So it is very easy to plan the schedules, or draw them, or write them, but how far you are practically using them, how diligently you are working on them, that counts. So that is why you can choose to take advantage of that resource and use it constructively. And you have to meet personal or professional goals. So whether it is a personal goal regarding your studies, or it may be your professional goal regarding working in an office or in a company or business or whatever it is. So that is very, very important. Time is very important. So your working hours may be 10 to 5. Are you at time in your college? So everything we have to test ourselves. or you can waste it by procrastinating. This is a very bad disease. So, procrastinating, that is postponing, is a very deadly disease. So, if the work is given immediately, you have to do and you have to submit. Okay, so already I taught you in the time management, that is tomorrow's work we have to do it today, and today's work we have to do just now. So if you follow that rule or that concept, then really our lives will be shining and doing something unproductive. So that which is useless we shouldn't. What is productive? What is most important? That we have to give prior importance and we have to work on it. In the same way, Steve Jobs, he is the co founder and former CEO of Apple, used to say, your time is limited. So, everybody of us know about Steve Jobs. Okay, so he is the co founder and he is the former CEO of Apple. So he is such a great man, and he would say your time is limited. So when your time is limited, what you have to do, you shouldn't waste your time, and you shouldn't waste your time living someone else's life. Okay, some are always consider they are more they will be focusing more on others life, and they'll be concerned about others life as what they are doing. Always they will be examining others life. So, like that, also we waste our time. So, our time is limited and we have to better improve ourselves. So, no matter what time will proceed, but you have to work diligently, you have to work hard, and you have to do the most important things in your life, and you have to reach your goals, you have to meet the deadlines, you have to do your assignments or projects whichever they are given before, and all these. Okay, so today we have done soft skills, that is time management and value orientation. So both are telling about time. Okay, so let us consider that time is a very important resource in our life, and time will not wait. 1 second wasted will not add in your life. So like that, it will not wait for any man, though he may be rich or poor. So whatever time is in our hands, we have to make use to the utmost valuably, so that it makes our life to enhance, and it will make our life shine brighter. Okay, so with this we are going to end. Thank you.